Sneaker culture. It's something that we're always around growing up, especially, you know, males around sports and females around sports and stuff like that. And now you have artists coming up with their own sneakers. So, on this episode of Kwik Shotz, I just want to talk about sneaker culture and what it's all about. So, let's start off with what sneaker culture originated as. So, basically, I think I'm going to take it back to when Michael Jordan and Nike released the first like Air Jordans, like be like Mike. And what I think was really cool about this is it was one of the first sneakers tied to an actual person. Like I know that Larry Bird wore Converse and a bunch of athletes before him, Bill Russell, like Wilt Chamberlain, they all kind of had, they were Converse guys and that was it. There wasn't a Larry Bird Converse or there wasn't a Wilt Chamberlain Converse or whatever it may be. But no, they took Michael Jordan as this pop culture figure as well as an athlete and designed his own sneakers. So that's where it kind of started in the 1980s with, the first Air Jordan. And it's evolved to something way, way bigger than that. Originally, it was really just athletes that, basketball players that, I like Michael Jordan. I'm going to buy his shoes because I want to be like Mike. It's as simple as that. And what it's evolved into is a billion-dollar industry. So something else that I want to like touch on is just the ability to buy sneakers then and buy sneakers now, right? So before it was, you save your money for Christmas or your parents buy you like one pair of shoes and that was it. And you had like the cool Air Jordans or you had the cool Reeboks or whatever it may be. If you remember when Zig Techs were around, they were fired. Something just a side note. But anyway, it was so hard to get like this one pair of shoes and if you could, you would, and if you wouldn't, you just would wait till another one comes out. And now today, people make a living off of it, which is crazy. Reselling sneakers, which you would think is like, oh, they're just shoes or they're just clothes if you want to talk about that, or it's just a pair of sneakers, so they're $200. Why should I spend that much money on a pair of shoes? If we talk about it that way, it's really pieces of leather or whatever it may be made out of tied together. But it's what it's about. It's about that player. It's about being like, if you want to buy a pair of Currys, you want to be like Steph Curry. It's the same thing because it's your idol. Like if I want to be, Kanye West, I'm going to buy a pair of Yeezys or whatever it may be, or buy a pair of Pumas because I really like J. Cole. And that's what it kind of started as. And people want to be like this certain person, so I'm going to buy their sneakers. I mean, I'm at fault to it. I'm a sneakerhead. I got like 40 pairs of shoes. I sold some of them, but like I love shoes. But aside from that, now today people are making a living off of it. StockX has been very prevalent nowadays, GOAT, as these reselling sneaker websites. And what's really interesting about this is, let's just take, for example, the new Yeezys that come out. And I think they're priced around like 180 to, no, I think they're cheaper than that. They might be 150, but let's take the Yeezy foam runners that are $80 on retail. And they resell for like $350. You're talking about $270 that could go right into your pocket. And that's easy. And all you have to do is order them, win a raffle or whatever it may be, and then sell them. And people are going to buy them because people love sneakers. It's just how it is. If you're a male or female that like this certain shoe and it's part of your style, like I'm gonna buy it. And it's like it's part of everyone's culture. There's very few people that walk around in Nike Air Monarchs unless you're like my dad or something like that. But they're so prevalent nowadays, and it's really hard to get like the new pair of shoes, like as it was back then. But now you have single people ordering a bunch of different shoes, or a bunch of the same shoes, and then reselling them, and people going and waking up really early in the morning and then buying them and keeping them in the boxes and then reselling them. And I don't know. It's just not, in my opinion, it's not what it should be about, right? Like, I understand, hey, like, if you're running a business, you're running a business. Like, straight up, if that's how you make your living, good for you. Like, awesome way of making some money on the side. If you're side hustle and you like buying and selling sneakers, go for it. But here's my big thing. You gotta wear your shoes. Like I understand if you're buying like 10 pairs and you keep one of them and like you just use them, you use the rest to sell, and the one that you like you wear around or something, or people keep them in the box forever and leave it on ice or leave it as dead stock so one day it could go up, which makes sense. Like I get that spectrum of it. Like talking about duality, like I get why you're doing it. You're trying to make money, and it makes like at the end of the day, everyone in the world is just trying to make money. It sucks to say that, but it's a tool. Money is a tool. But I just hate when people buy these shoes and then don't wear them. Like what? Like what's the fun in that? Like, or they leave it in a box for years and years to come and they just like looking at them. Like that's not what it's used for. Like doesn't it sound like, why now I'm like saying it like that? Like doesn't that sound dumb? I'm talking to myself right now, but I just think it seems so weird to buy something like a pair of shoes and not wear them. Like, come on. Like, it makes no sense. Like, I don't know. But anyway, going into something else, I think that sneakers are just going to get more and more popular, obviously. Like, Nike and Air Jordan are retroing the old Jordans and coming up with new designs, and they're really cool, partnering with Travis Scott, making Travis Scott shoes. Whatever it may be, New Balance making shoes with Jack Harlow and Puma making shoes with J. Cole. It's awesome because now I have another reason to buy a pair of shoes, right? It's not that I'm just buying it because I look cool or they look cool. I'm buying them because this guy, like it's his shoe. Like I want to be like whoever it may be, a pop star, like basketball player, whatever it may be, football player, Mike Trout, baseball cleats. Like it all goes in the same category of another reason to purchase shoes. And my big thing with it is I could really care less about whose shoe it is. Like at the end of the day, you buy shoes because you like them, right? It's not because, it's not because some people it's different, but for me personally, it's because I like the way it looks. It's other than that. I am literally rocking Sanooks right now because I think they're cool. Like people are gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" Like they look stupid. Like it's literally a piece of, I don't know what this material is, but like whatever weaved fabric put together, and it looks like a loafer. Like they're old man shoes. But I'm like sitting there like, I don't care. They just look cool. Like, what's the difference? It's like Vans. Like, Vans are so cheap. They're like $60. You don't need to break the bank to have good style or buy cool shoes. Like, that's just something to keep in mind. Like, if you like it, even though it doesn't have a high price tag and there's no value behind it, like, it's going to go down. Like, do it. Like, buy something because you want it and you want to wear it. Like, for sneakers, like, buy shoes that you want to wear, unless like the other spectrum, unless you are buying and reselling and things like that, go for it. That's your business. Do it. But tying this all together and coming full circle, I just think that sneaker culture is great. I'm really into it. I mean, I've been into it since I was like in 8th grade. I still have the same shoe size, which is kind of dope because I can wear all my shoes from all the way back then. But I also haven't grown since back then, which kind of stinks. But anyway, in whole, coming full circle, I think I already said that. But I just want to say, guys, if you are into sneaker culture, just take that take this all in as a perspective. I'm trying to explain what it basically is. It's awesome. It's another community in the world to, bring the world down from 7 billion people to a little bit smaller, and relating to people that have the same interest as you. At the end of the day, that's what ground surface, the foundation of it all, that's what it is. It's another little community that people can get behind and and meet up and trade and sell or whatever it may be, show off their cool shoes. But guys, that's pretty much all I got for today's episode. So if you like a pair of sneakers, buy them. And if you want to start reselling, not a bad idea if you're trying to make a quick buck. So guys, that's all I got today. Hope you guys are getting through whatever you're getting through. Have a good rest of your day. And as always, y'all, just keep on keeping on.